How's it going, YouTube's Undying Art, bringing you episode 17 of the workshop, and today we have a slight custom, a head swap, and then just multiple figures that I've got recently. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up we have the Star Wars The Black Series Purge Trooper Mark II from the Kenobi series. It's really weird. So in the show, I hated the look of them. They look really cringy, but when I saw them in figure form, I thought they looked really cool. So I grabbed two of them because they're import stock, so you have to buy one from one website and another from another site. So I bought one from Smith's and one from, I can't remember, so that's annoying. But as you can see, they're very cool looking. I don't know why I didn't like it in the show, but in person I really like the helmet. It's kind of like a clone trooper plus Vader, which is a really cool idea. And it's mostly just a retooled clone trooper, but thankfully they have the soft goods camera again instead of the one that they did for Echo, and like a cool little comms unit or backpack. I don't really know what it is, but yeah, I think these look super cool. And I don't know if you can tell, but I matte varnished the chest on the right hand side just to see what it looked like, and I kind of like that, so I might have to do that to the other figure as well. And I might in the future paint the visor a darker red, because the bright red looks a bit weird. But overall, really happy with it, and I'll get a Vader out quickly just to show you what he looks like with him. What they look like with him is what I should say. So here is, I believe, the Return of the Jedi Vader? No. I'm really not sure now. I think it's Return of the Jedi. But those boots are telling me it's not. Crap, I can't remember. It's a SH Figure Arts Vader. I just know it's either the second release or the third release, because the first one is tiny. And speaking of, here is that first Vader, customised into a what if Anakin survived. Well, what if Vader survived Mustafar? Up next, real quick, I bought another fifth brother, as I had the first version, well, the first one I bought, I should say, I bought for a custom, so I thought I might as well have an actual fifth brother. I do intend on getting a 3D kit to make him look more accurate to the Rebel show, because I don't like this whole get up. I would have preferred if they made a live action version of the Rebels chest piece. And the other thing I did was matte varnish his face, just so it looks more human and less plasticky. Well, I shouldn't say human, he's an alien, but less like a toy and more like an actual person. Up next, I never thought I'd be showing this. This is the Star Wars The Black Series Kenobi series third sister, or Reva. I never thought I'd own this figure because I despise the character, but I thought, oh, you know what? The character could be good. So in my headcanon, she's not a terrible, useless character. She's actually a competent villain. I also wanted to give her a helmet, so I decided to go through my fodder, and I found a SH Figure Arts Wasp head. So I cut off the ears, tried to sculpt over the ears, but you can tell that's what I tried to do. And then painted her eyes red, just to go with the Inquisitor look. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. But also, I do have a standard unmasked helmet, head, sorry. Which again, it's the standard head sculpt. I just painted the lips because it was missing a bit of paint apps, and also matte varnished her face and gloss varnished her eyes. And second to last, we have a Black Series, Kenobi series, Grand Inquisitor. Again, the character sucks so much in the show, but I thought, if I get this body, it's an updated version of the Grand Inquisitor, and I can get a more accurate to the character, sorry, to the species I should say, head sculpt, which hopefully I'll be getting from Fett Clone soon. I say soon, it could take a while, so I might get a 3D print in the meantime just to paint myself. Again, this figure is just the standard figure that you get. I'm waiting for Ironheart Customs for their restock, as I'll be picking up the cape for him, as long as it doesn't need to be glued in, because on here, I don't really know how it attaches, but as long as it's removable, I'll be getting that, as well as Reva's weird cape that she has, because it's like got a random split down the middle. I don't know why that is. It's a weird design, but it is what it is. And the other thing I did was matte varnish his head and gloss varnish his eyes, just because I do that with basically every figure I own. So this is a custom based off his Rebels look, which is a very simplistic design, which is a first order torso, and I can't remember the rest, and then Imperial boots, but I can't remember what the upper and upper thighs is. And then that's a pilot, first order pilot arms. And I think that's it. And this head sculpt is by Watto Scrapyard, I believe, which I painted up myself. And I think it looks far better than this one, although I haven't done a head swap, so let's see what that looks like. Unfortunately, my neck is too wide, so my head sculpt won't fit on. And by my neck, I mean the Inquisitor's neck. So yeah, I'll be picking up a custom head sculpt in the future for him. Overall, he's a solid figure with solid articulation. I just wish that the show didn't suck. So if you enjoyed the show, I'd definitely recommend picking up this figure. And hopefully you'll see a future workshop episode, or maybe its own video entirely, showing off my customization to him. And last but not least, here we have the Star Wars The Black Series Clone Wars Maul. I believe it's actually called Darth Maul on the box, but that's not accurate because he's no longer a Darth, he's just Maul. This is just the standard figure. I just dry brushed some black on the tunic because it's kind of like a bluey colour, and I didn't like the look of that considering it is supposed to be black. And as well as that, I matte varnished the skin. Which looks really shiny on camera, but it's actually not that shiny. And then also matte varnish the head, and then gloss varnish the eyes. And overall, I think it's a vast improvement to my custom, although I would like to get some hands in the future to give him some alternate expressions. So here he is with my custom Maul, which is a Marvel Legends Spider-Man plus random parts plus 3D printed parts, and then a head sculpt by What is Scrapyard, and my custom Savage press, which is a bunch of parts, Marvel Legends Scourge plus a What is Scrapyard head, plus Thor legs, plus a random belt, and a random skirt piece, and then a 3D printed lightsaber, and the arm is, I can't remember at all. But I really wish Black Series made a Savage press, because although I really like this figure, my custom I should say, I hate what I did with the skirt and belt because I can't find an accurate one, so it just looks really bad in my opinion and hasn't aged very well. And also the problem is with this now is Maul looks like a kid compared to Savage, because I'm pretty sure he is not supposed to be that small from what I remember. But then here he is with my Season 7 Ahsoka, which has got 3D printed parts by CB Prints on Etsy and Instagram. Again, an amazing figure. So glad I picked this up whenever I did. And it's also matte varnished, and I repainted her Lekus to be a brighter blue because it was kind of a grey colour, which I didn't like. And yeah, these two have great height, and I'm really happy I now have these two. Even though I thought I'd never buy this figure, just because I had the custom one, but I can admit when my customs are worse than the official Hasbro. And the cool thing with Hasbro's is his lightsaber does split in half, which I'm trying to do now. It's a bit tight, so I might magnetise that in the future instead of using the peg. But even though he doesn't do it in the show, you can split the lightsabers apart. So I suppose you could also get another one of these and make a custom Asajj Ventress for when she uses this lightsaber with the yellow blade. Or maybe this is a hint that Hasbro will make it, but I very much doubt that. And here's a surprise edition. We have the Black Series Ahsoka, as you saw previously. I completely forgot I did this until I picked this up figure from the cabinet to show with Maul. I gave her articulated Leku, so now her back doesn't get in the way and she can look up really far. So all this is just I believe this is a Revoltech joint, and I drilled a hole in both ends. So now basically it's just articulated, and then you can also push it in when she's just resting, so it sits closer to her head. So yeah, now she's even more articulated and she can get some better poses out. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the workshop. Please hit the like button if you did and the dislike if you didn't. Like I said, I will be replacing the third sister helmet when I find something that looks better, because to me, I know it is the wasp head, so all I can see is the wasp head instead of a Inquisitor helmet. And I would love to get an Inquisitor helmet for the Grand Inquisitor, but as far as I'm aware, I don't know of any STL files for that. Hope you had a great Christmas, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.